We can only work with where we're at. We can't work with where we wish we were. Sometimes I get to a point where I'm like, my systems are not working. And suddenly I realize it's not the systems. I have stopped working the system. That's what I need to reboot in. But because I stopped working the system for a little while, I got behind. Hello my friends, this is Danielle with Hogan Life, and you know we talk about everything mom related on this channel. Even though I have routines, even though I have daily structure, I get behind. And I'm not blaming anybody. If you know, you know. Instead of living with frustration or living in those constant places of frustration, realize it happens, and how can I get back? How can I get back to organized? How can I get back to feeling like I'm not falling apart and I have it all together? And maybe not all. Maybe that's a little bit of a pipe dream. Maybe just I have something together. Is that reasonable? I want us to look at the chores in like two separate categories in this video. And one is our routines, that which we do daily. And if we get behind, we just pick it up the next day. You know, if you don't do your dishes from dinner, the next day you do your dishes before you go to bed. If you forgot to make your bed, the next day after you get out of bed, you make your bed. Those are our routines, the structure of our daily lives. In the second category are the daily projects, or the areas that we're behind in and requires a lot more time and energy to catch up with. And the reason why I'm doing this is because of my laundry. My laundry is out of control. And my laundry room, where there's a lot of magic. I don't even want to say magic. The kitchen is where the magic happens. The laundry room is where the hardcore grunge of momhood happens. My laundry room has a lot going on. I know that there are some people who keep their laundry room really tidy. You know, I've heard of them. Do you know any? I do have thoughts on this. I think if I lived by myself, I would have a really tidy laundry room because it's just such a special space. But because I don't, because I am one of 9 in this house, I've long ago given myself a bye in this area that I am not going to have a perfectly tidy laundry room. Perfectly. I'm not going to have a very tidy laundry room, at least until there are fewer people in the house, because I use my laundry room for a lot of things. Do you see how mature I am? We can all be that mature. We have to have some areas where we're like, you know, it's okay that this isn't perfect right now. Now, I could improve. I'm not saying that I couldn't, and I don't ever want anyone to walk into my laundry room. And if they do, I'm like, sorry, this is me, people. Wow, I feel like I've really gotten off. I say all that to say the laundry room is a place that eventually I'm like, I have to get control of this because now it's actually giving me stress. Help me. Get me out of here. Now, there are lots of those things in our life. It might be your pantry and you walk in and you're like, oh my gosh, what happened in here? It might be your kids' room. That's a really common one around here, especially the little kids. I have 3 young kids living in one room. You can only imagine how messy it gets sometimes. Also, not perfect. I'm not minimalistic enough and we have far too many toys. Wherever we all are at, we can only work with where we're at. We can't work with where we wish we were. So let's just take a moment and evaluate where we're at, where I'm at, where you're at. Okay, moment. All right. And let's go from here. The way I tackle something that really needs to be tackled is going to take me a little extra time is I give it a day. It's my day project. Now, it is totally separate from my daily routines. I'm still making my bed. I'm still doing my routine cleanups. You know, the swish and swipe on the bathroom, shining your sink at the end of the day. Watch my routine video. But then the laundry room is my day project. How many of you know that your life does not stop because you have a day project? Your kids don't suddenly start getting along perfectly, reading books quietly for hours by the fireside because mama's doing a day project. Suddenly they get their own food, don't need their butts wiped, and never ask you for anything. No, it's not how it goes. I'm sorry to say. So it's a project that I am going to and leaving, going to and leaving. Now that's the struggle here. You can do your routines, but you cannot start 2-day projects in one day. And it's hard. It's hard for us mamas to stay on one project because what happens? Well, you go into the pantry for something and you're like, what happened here? Suddenly this pantry needs some attention right now. And that is the main point that I'd like to make here. It is not a complicated point, and this is not a complicated video. All it is when you have a project, you stick with that one project and you don't mind going to it and leaving it, and going back to it and leaving it. Why? Because your life with your kids doesn't stop just because something got out of control. They still want food. You're still homeschooling. If you go into your kids' room and you see, looks like a bomb went off, and you're like, I'll just clean up all the dew clothes. Nope. Because you're doing the laundry room today. One day, one room, whenever I have the time. Pile it, file it, clean it, evaluate. Pile it, that means organize the clutter, organize the mess. If you're working in your kids' room, all the clothes go in one location, then you start divvying up the toys, what toys belong where. If you're in the laundry room, you need room by room. My boys' clothes all together, the towels, my clothes, my husband's clothes. Then file it. That just means put it away where it goes. All the stuff that has a home. Clean it. That's if something needs a little bit of a spray and wipe or a vacuum or a sweep. Remember, this isn't deep cleaning. This is only one day, and it's only as you have the time. I evaluate a room when it's at its tidiest and not at its messiest, because when a room is at its messiest, you cannot think clearly because you're like, why does this room look like this? So when it's clean and you can evaluate, look around, say, is this still working? Like right here, this is my laundry room. We are just getting through winter, so I'm not going to want all of these winter jackets here on the wall. And then let's see over here. There's my pile of towels. And then after it's clean, I'm going to look at all my bins and evaluate what bins do I use and what bins are like, they're just holding things that I don't look at for months and months. I'm not saying you can't go on to a second project after you finish the first, but this is how I roll. And if I don't finish the entire laundry room and get caught up, I'm not going to laundry room day 2, unless I really want to. But no, I stick it in the day, and I'm going to get as caught up as I can with whatever extra time I have. I don't expect it to be perfect. I don't expect the laundry to be fully caught up. Just by keeping this mental frame of mind that I am working in this room today as much as I can, and then it is what it is. If you're incorporating your children in your project, get out the chocolate chips, and every time they do a little task for you, give them one chocolate chip. This might not work if your kids are used to eating Skittles by the bag, but if you are a little sparse with the candy or the sweets, then this is a very excellent way to keep your kids motivated to help you out. Because my project today is laundry, I am going to bring whatever I can work on out when I'm schooling the kids, because I'm there. Because this is a bigger job than just, 15 minutes of laundry.